everyone, and welcome to the Film Festival Loving Theater, the Golden Silent Films podcast, where you are about to hear our third ever live interview. Truly momentous stuff. But if you are unaware, YouTube is the newish home of exclusive short-form silent film and silent film adjacent content. So to stay up to date on our YouTube adventures and audio podcasts, follow us on Instagram, Bluesky, and Twitter or X. Oh, and while you are checking us out on YouTube, like and subscribe. It would mean the world to everyone here at the podcast home office who is always working so hard to keep that sweet, sweet silent film content rolling out. As I mentioned earlier, we have a great interview lined up for this episode that will take you fine listeners through the world of the Screenshot Asia Film Festival here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I have been lucky enough to catch two of their fantastic Silent Asia screenings and have loved every minute of them. Both of those screenings have been covered in depth here on the podcast, so please do dip back into the past catalog for more awesome info and rundowns of those great events. Now, before we dive in too deep, here's a little backstory and refresher. Screenshot Asia is a joint project from the Film and Media Studies program and the Asian Studies Center at the University of Pittsburgh that brings together students, faculty, and community members to create a shared awareness of Asian and Asian American experiences through contemporary film and media. Using film, video, and other on-screen arts, the series provides a forum to learn about Asian art, whether it's classic work of cinema, a film by an emerging director, or a documentary addressing contemporary social concerns. This programming allows them to reflect on the importance of visual arts, current arts technology, and the place of cultural experiences in a global educational experience. Now, I love all the hard work being put into bringing these awesome films, both silent and sound, to new and super appreciative audiences. But Screenshot Asia is so much more than just a yearly silent film screening or a one-off movie on or near the campus of the University of Pittsburgh. In fact, Screenshot Asia holds an Asian film festival every year, with the 2025 edition taking place from September 20th to the 28th, 2025. There is just so much to talk about that we had to go straight to the source and chat with Dr. Kirsten Strayer, head of the Screenshot Asia Film Festival and its year-round programming. It was great getting to learn about the history of these great film events and seeing the love and care put into each screening firsthand. Now, as a bit of a spoiler, the sound, especially early on, is a little bit sketchy. I would say chalk that up to my lack of live interview skills, but I can assure you that the content more than makes up for any and all shortcomings on the sound side of things. And to speak about the Screenshot Asia Film Festival, I would like to welcome Kirsten Strayer, the director of the Screenshot Asia Film Festival. Thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
So I wanted you to tell me a little bit about Screenshot Asia and its history.
So Screenshot Asia is Pittsburgh's only Asian film festival currently, and it started in 2019. And what happened is we had a previous Asian film festival in Pittsburgh, and it became defunct, and me and a few other people got together and thought about, well, how can we kind of revive an Asian film festival in Pittsburgh? And then, of course, COVID happened. So our first year was supposed to be 2020 that we were going to do the first festival, and it ended up being 2021. So we had a lot of time to prepare for our first festival. So this year is our fifth year bringing Asian film to Pittsburgh.
Now, why is it so important to give these Asian films a special platform so everyone can check them out?
I mean, part of the reason part of the kind of reasoning behind the festival, well, first of all, we are housed in the Asian Studies Center at the University of Pittsburgh. And the Asian Studies Center, its kind of core belief is both supporting scholarly work in Asia and also working with culture and kind of telling students and faculty and community members about Asian culture. So this is kind of a great extension of that. One of the things that we believe at the festival is that Pittsburgh is a growing cosmopolitan city. It has a very large Asian population. It has a very, I think the Asian diaspora is kind of the biggest growing population in Pittsburgh right now. So one of the things is we want to celebrate the folks that are here, help people highlight their own cultures for the community, and then also have a kind of cross-cultural dialogue. Like, what is life like in Asia? What are some Asian stories? What are the important things that we need to be thinking about? And that's kind of what drives us, is kind of bringing different communities together to have conversations about the people who are around in the world and learn something about different cultures.
As this is a silent film podcast, I have to ask you about Silent Asia. Tell us a little bit about that and how it incorporates into Screenshot Asia.
Thank you, Stuart. Silent Asia is our spring programming. So every fall, we have the film festival, which is all new and contemporary films. But in the spring, we always show a silent film, and we usually show it with a musical or other kind of accompaniment. And part of the reason is, so we show silent film, obviously everyone on the podcast knows silent film is for a particular period of film practices in the early 20th century, late 19th century. And one of the things that we really love is bringing back silent films, silent Asian films that don't get shown, right? And one of the exciting things is, to take a step back, right? People today, they know about silent film, and sometimes they're big fans of silent film, like there's a niche thing, but it's really, students in general don't know a lot about what silent film was like, or how it was shown, or kind of how we can watch it with a certain kind of experience that maybe doesn't mimic being in 1920, but kind of hits the right notes for being in 1920. So the live music, the theater experience, all these things are kind of what makes silent film awesome. And, the other thing that we have is we have these unique silent films from Asia. There's not a ton of silent films available from Asia. For example, there's only one silent film that's Korean that we still have available because so much of it was destroyed during some of the wars and some of the bombings. So we have so few silent films from Asia, but I think it's really lovely to bring the ones that we have here and have students and community members understand that, people were making silent films all over the world, even as Hollywood was making silent films. And some of these films are really unique and interesting. And people had their own traditions that are often really different from the traditions of how we saw silent film in the United States. So one of the fun things is that our audiences get to experience some of the unique aspects of Asian silent film that maybe weren't common in the United States when silent films were being shown. I know you did an episode on the Piazza, which is unique to Korea and a very kind of specific way of showing silent film.
Now, has Silent Asia always been a part of the Screenshot Asia Film Festival, or has it been a more recent addition?
So actually, Silent Asia predates the Screenshot Asia Film Festival. The first Silent Asia that the Asian Studies Center produced was in 2019, in the spring of 2019, when they had a Japanese benshi come to give a performance. A Japanese benshi, as your listeners might know, is a narrator who kind of is not, or kind of takes the place of the intertitle, right, in Japanese film. It's a long tradition. It's a gorgeous tradition. And there are several people that still are benshis in Japan. And so we had one of them come, and it was an amazing show. Showed a silent film. I think we had Tom Roberts on the piano, and it was a really great experience. So that actually is one of the things that we thought about when we thought about Screenshot Asia, was how to bring all of the film and media together under one umbrella, right? So there was a couple of other things that, programming and such that the Asian Studies Center did. And then we kind of brought all the film and media programming together under the Silent Asian name. And then we got a couple grants to think about maybe how we could either, put some of the recordings online, or think of other ways that maybe people could digitally interact with some of the experiences. So the other kind of project, which is still kind of in process, is thinking about the kind of online experience that people can have. Because again, so much of this is about the music and the live performance in the film and how they interact with each other, right? So we're trying to think about how we can give that experience to even more people.
So the Screenshot Asia Film Festival happens every September. If people are interested, what is there to look forward to in this 2025 edition?
So we're still kind of working out this slate of films. It's something that really happens right up until the last moment, basically, but we're looking at a lot of amazing films. All of our films are from the past 2 years, so 2024, 2025, maybe 2023. Most of the films are still going through the festival circuit, and none of them have been in Pittsburgh before. We do all genres. Sometimes themes pop up in the sense that the world is interested in particular things right now, and we kind of see similar themes. But we do all genres, and we do all different kinds of movies. I myself am a giant horror person. I love horror. Looking at this great horror movie from Kazakhstan, which I think is really exciting, and so much of it's about kind of the post-Soviet Union life in Kazakhstan. And then, interestingly, because it's kind of rare, we have a couple love stories coming up, and I think maybe it's just a time to think about love between, even between couples, or also between parents and children, and kind of what that looks like in the contemporary moment. I just watched a great film today that I'm dying to put in the festival, that's Thai, that is about the love between a man and a vacuum cleaner. So it is, but it is also a brilliant discussion of Thai's contemporary politics. So we try to do things that are fun, that are entertaining, and that still speak to, what's going on in these countries right now and what people are experiencing in these countries right now. And I think that, we spend a lot of time with first-time filmmakers and with filmmakers who maybe don't get a lot of time in general, or a lot of money to make films, so a lot of women filmmakers, because I think that there are so many exciting new artists coming out of Asia, and one of the things we really like to do is to highlight new talent and people who are doing new and kind of really innovative work. And so I've seen a lot of that this year. I've seen, again, queer love stories. I've seen, stories about women growing up in challenging cultures and kind of their experiences that they have. I've seen really kind of beautiful stories about making your own family, when maybe your regular family isn't there for you. And so these are the same kind of stories you get in American films, right? But here we kind of see how these like really human experiences kind of affect everyone all over the world.
It sounds awesome, and we are all looking forward to seeing what that slate ends up being in September. So if people want to learn more about Screenshot Asia, where can they go?
They can go to our website, which is screenshot.pitt.edu. And we should have the slate up in August. We should have a really good idea about all the films. And by early September, we should know where they are, when they are, and where they're being shown. So it's September 20th through 27th of this year, 2025. Again, you can go to screenshot.pitt.edu if you want to learn more about the slate of films for this year. And if you're interested in volunteering or just want to talk to me about films that are interesting, or if you want to learn more about the festival, feel free to email screenshot@pitt.edu. That's screenshot@pitt.edu. And that's where we get in touch, where people get in touch with us to learn more about what we have going on.
That all sounds awesome. So again, thank you, Kirsten, for taking the time to talk Asian film with us.
Thank you so much for having us.
Again, a huge thank you goes out to Kirsten Strayer and everyone working so hard to make the Screenshot Asia Asian Film Festival the awesome event it is. If you are in Pittsburgh or anywhere close, show these great movies the love and respect they deserve. Looking at the updated rundown, they all look incredibly cool, and there are so many there that I want to check out firsthand. As longtime listeners and viewers know, we are suckers for a great film festival, whether silent, classic, or international. We've been to them all, and the Asian Film Festival sounds great, looks great, and we look forward to many, many more top-notch events presented by Screenshot Asia. If you can't make it, though, to the 2025 iteration, fear not, folks. Head on over to Screenshot Asia's website and their various social media hangouts, which we will have in the episode description, and stay locked in for all their upcoming events. Whether it's Silent Asia or next year's Asian Film Festival, we look forward to seeing all of you at one of their awesome showings in the future. If you want to learn more about the Golden Silent Films podcast, you can find us on Instagram and Bluesky at Golden Silence Cast and on Twitter or X at Golden Silence 1. And while you're here on YouTube, like, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications. Your support means so much to us as we make the push for 100 subscribers. And don't forget, the silents are golden and the talkies are just a fad. And follow Screenshot Asia.